समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
The Congress is following a familiar script in Assam, a tweaked version of Rahul Gandhi's chowkidar chor hai campaign from the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The party is going overboard to paint Chief Minister Himanta Sarma as corrupt. And Gandhi is threatening to throw Sarma into jail. He must be very sure about the Congress returning to power in Assam. What makes him so confident though? Before I address this question, I urge you to think how much the print has to spend to gather answers to such questions from the ground. We can't do it without your support. I therefore appeal to you to subscribe to the print, and if you are already a subscriber, please don't forget to renew your subscription. Let me return to the question now. What makes Rahul Gandhi so confident in Assam? Congress leaders cite at least three major factors. To start with, the opposition party is counting on 10 years of anti-incumbency against the NDA government. Sarma's personal popularity, however, gives it the Teflon coating. That explains the opposition's relentless attempts to demolish his public persona. It comes from Rahul Gandhi's playbook against PM Modi. The second factor the Gaurav Gogoi-led Congress is banking on is the large social coalition it has sought to build through alliances with 5 parties. Akhil Gogoi's Raijo Dal, Lurinjyoti Gogoi's Assam Jatiya Parishad, CPIM, CPI-ML, and All-Party Hill Leaders Conference. The coming together of 3 Gogois is expected to secure the backing of the influential Ahom community, which is largely concentrated in Upper Assam. The region comprises about 40 assembly constituencies. Tea tribes play a decisive role in determining the winners in over 35 of these constituencies. If both Ahoms and tea tribes rally behind the Congress, the party can hope to sweep the election in this region. But that has to be a wishful thinking as of today. It was the tea tribes' shift towards the BJP that propelled it to power in 2016 and 2021. The Congress is going out of the way to woo them back. It has promised ST status to 6 communities, including tea tribes and Ahoms. Rahul Gandhi has also promised to increase the wages of tea garden workers to 450 rupees per day. That is a hike of 200 rupees over their current wage. Tea tribes also have a significant presence in many constituencies in Barak Valley, which has 13 assembly seats. ST status and wage hike resonate strongly with the tea tribes, but there are many other factors when it comes to their voting choices. The entry of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha into the Assam electoral fray has added another twist to the plot. After the Congress, its Jharkhand ally rebuffed its proposal to contest 8 seats as a part of the alliance. The JMM has fielded 16 candidates. Jharkhand CM Himanta and at least 15 JMM MLAs camped in Dibrugarh for over a week. Ancestors of many of these tea tribes were brought from Chota Nagpur by the British in the 19th and early part of the 20th century to work in tea gardens in Assam. The JMM is banking on this connection to make inroads in Assam. The third factor that gives the Congress confidence is a common feeling of despair and anger about the death of hugely popular singer Zubeen Garg in Singapore. The Congress has promised to order a probe and bring justice to Zubeen within 100 days of coming to power. Himanta Sarma government had earlier constituted an SIT to investigate the murder, and the trial is on. That's despite the fact that the Singapore coroner has concluded that it was an accidental death by drowning and there was no foul play. There are many imponderables when it comes to how these three factors will play out. For instance, when it comes to social engineering, even in the 2021 assembly elections, the Congress had stitched a coalition of 8 parties called Mahajot. Two of the Mahajot partners, AIUDF and Bodoland People's Front, BPF, are not a part of the opposition alliance this time. These two parties together secured over 12% votes as Mahajot constituents in 2021. Can that loss be compensated by the AJP and Raijor Dal joining the Congress-led alliance in 2026? Raijor Dal and AJP had contested as a third front in 2021, securing 5.2% votes. While the Congress's decision to stay away from Badruddin Ajmal was driven by its apprehension about giving more fodder to Himanta Sharma's polarizing narrative, things can only get tougher for the Congress. While 2023 delimitation exercise has brought the number of Muslim majority seats from 35 to 23, the fight even on these seats can become intense. For example, 3 sitting Muslim MLAs are contesting in the newly created Alegapur Katli Chera constituency. They include the sitting MLAs of Alegapur and Katli Chera, which were separate constituencies earlier, and also the MLA of Hailakandi. As a result of delimitation, as the Indian Express reported, Alegapur and Katli Chera were merged with over 80% Muslim population, while Hailakandi became a Hindu majority constituency, forcing the sitting MLA of Hailakandi to shift to Alegapur Katli Chera and contest on NDA constituent AGP ticket. That's why delimitation was seen as Himanta Biswa Sarma's master stroke in a state with 34% Muslim population. While he said that NDA was looking to win 103 seats, he has not exactly taken his eyes off the remaining 23 Muslim majority seats. Out of the 26 seats the AGP is contesting, it has fielded Muslim candidates on 13. Now that the AIUDF is not a part of the opposition alliance, it will only queer the pitch for the Congress on the Muslim majority seats. Hagrama Mohilari's BPF secured 3.39% votes with 4 seats in 21. It is part of the NDA now. It won 28 of the 40 seats in the Bodoland Territorial Council election last September, forcing Himanta Biswa Sarma to bring the BPF back into the NDA fold. The BPF is contesting 11 out of 15 seats in the Bodoland Territorial Region. As part of the NDA now, the BPF, however, risks losing the support of the Muslims who backed it in the council election in September. As for the Zubin factor, people are agitated about his death, but as Dibrugarh University students told me, it won't dictate their voting choice. A university teacher, however, told me that at least 1 out of 3 students was not happy with the way the government handled Zubin's death, even though they did not voice their anger publicly. There are some other issues that give hope to the Congress. Rebellion and resentment in the BJP camp due to the denial of tickets to all party loyalists, for instance. The BJP is assured of at least 2 definite positives: Himanta Sharma's popularity as a development man and cash assistance through DBT. Himanta Sharma's polarizing politics does not resonate in Upper Assam, but that's because Muslims constitute barely 10% of the population in that region. However, the people I interacted with in Dibrugarh and surrounding areas were largely supportive of his controversial eviction drives. Travel around in Upper Assam and the positive views about infrastructure development like bridges and flyovers are unmistakable. So are the ubiquitous beneficiaries of Himanta Sharma's welfare schemes and doles. At the Manohari tea factory in Dibrugarh, I met many women who had received up to 14,000 rupees in their bank accounts in the past few days and weeks. 5,000 rupees as 4 months installments under Arunodaya scheme, 4,000 rupees as Bihu bonus, and 5,000 rupees as special financial assistance to 6 lakh tea garden workers. If you multiply 40 lakh beneficiaries of Arunodaya by just 2, it comes to 80 lakh voters out of the total 2.49 crore voters in Assam. In 2021, the NDA had secured 86 lakh votes as against the opposition bloc's 84 lakhs. On Dibrugarh University campus, many students would not stop talking about Himanta Sarma's development works. It's only when you ask them about what the CM has done for them specifically that they tell you about 2,500 rupees that they get in their bank account every month. After paying their monthly mess fee of 2,000 rupees, they still have a little left to indulge themselves. I'm mentioning just a couple of schemes here. There are dozens of other welfare schemes that bring varying amounts of money into the bank accounts of lakhs of others. In Bihar, 10,000 rupees cash transfer to women's accounts was interpreted as an election clincher, although I don't entirely agree. That was Himanta Biswa Sarma's idea. He has already implemented it many times over in Assam over the past 5 years. The Congress has promised 50,000 rupees assistance to each woman in Assam, but as we have seen in many recent elections, voters seem to be conscious of the proverb, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Congress strategists say that the Assam election is not a done deal for the BJP yet. Of course, there are so many imponderables on both sides. No election is a done deal until the results are out. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. Thanks for watching.